Just a month ago, we were looking at silver sitting at $33, $34, almost $35 an ounce. And now today it's sitting at $31.35, which is a minor recovery from this dip here to $30.24. And that has been the case for the last couple of weeks. Since the election, we have seen silver take a pretty large pullback. And while it's recovered a little bit, there's many people that believe that this entire silver bull run is already over. In fact, I just got off the phone with a coin shop owner who says that he's had people coming into his shop and selling tens of thousands of dollars worth of silver and taking the money to put it somewhere else. Are they making the right decision by pulling their money out of a safe haven asset like silver and gold, or are they making a mistake? Well, today we're going to be joined by Josh from My Night Coin and Bullion, and we're going to talk to him about what's been going on with silver. Is it going to continue to go down? Is this bull run over? And how are his customers reacting? So let's see what he has to say. Do me a favor though, before we get there, don't forget to like and subscribe and help us continue to grow. I definitely appreciate it because we're almost at 200,000 subscribers. My channel is sponsored by sdbullion.com. New customers can get their first order of gold or silver at spot by going to sdbullion.com/new. All right, guys, so now we are on the phone with Josh, who unfortunately is not at his office right now, so we can't have him on camera. Josh, you know, silver has dropped quite a bit since it hit almost $35 an ounce, and many people are thinking that the bull run for silver is over. What are your thoughts over this last couple of weeks watching silver actually drop back under $30 an ounce for a little bit, even though right now it's sitting at 31? Is that bull run over, or are we just kind of seeing a dip before it moves again? What do you think?
Well, that's a very good question, and I've gotten that question a lot in my own shop from my customers because for whatever reason, they think I have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously I have an opinion on the issue and I'm happy to share it.
And that's all we want is your opinion. We're not, this is not financial advice. Okay.
Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, the dip, in my opinion, wasn't really unexpected. You know, based on election results, that played, I think, a little bit of a part in it because almost immediately after that, we did see the pullback in both gold and silver. You know, we can blame it or attribute it to many things. The most obvious was a bolster that the U.S. dollar got. U.S. dollar strength, you know, increased and got stronger, which effectively has the negative effect on metals because now those metals priced in that dollar, it takes less of those dollars to buy that same metal. Therefore, spot prices go down. So that's kind of one of the more obvious reasons. So it's not real shocking. Is the bull run over? I don't think so. I mean, there's always, and I always tell people this, there's always pullbacks on the way up, just like there's always upticks on the way down. So, you know, it's just because it reverses course doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the overall trend. I'm still really optimistic about metal through the end of the year and into 2025. You'd made the comment silver got below $30 an ounce, albeit it was brief. You know, that the fact that it didn't last long, I think, is very important. You know, it broke through that support level down into the 29s and quickly shot back up. So I think that was just kind of blip on the radar. You know, if you're asking me for numbers, and I know you're not, and I won't give numbers, but I'll give ranges. You know, I honestly think silver is going to trade within a couple dollar range over the next couple of months, up or down. Gold, maybe $50 to $100. So, you know, from the outside looking in, those aren't major swings. Granted, we could have big swings either direction if the world changes, if we end up in a war or some type of global conflict, or there's, you know, uncertainty, because metals hate uncertainty, or they like it, depending on how you look at it, but they tend to react to things that happen unexpectedly. So I guess we'll kind of see where we go from here, but I'm still very bullish with gold and silver both.
I am as well. I'm actually quite optimistic on silver and gold, and I did expect a pullback. I think you and I actually talked about the possibility of one in one of our previous conversations. So, you know, it wasn't entirely unexpected to see it drop back down. And this, I don't think, is even a bad thing. I mean, there's always going to be healthy pullbacks, and it always gives, I think, in my opinion, people an opportunity to stack more silver if they want to and if they believe it's going to continue to go up. But just keep in mind, and you know this, but I'm saying this to the viewers, keep in mind that there's always risk that it does go back down. Neither of us here have a crystal ball or really know what's going to happen day to day. Now, Josh, the next question I want to ask is, how did your customers, because you did kind of mention your customers, you know, with the dip, how did they react to it? after the election, we're not going to talk about politics of the election here, but after the election happened and we saw that pullback in gold and silver, how did they react to that? Did they come in and they buy more? Did they buy the dip? Or did you have people coming in and selling silver, hoping to, sell some of it before it goes back down further?
That's a great question. And I actually had a lot of both happening. I had many customers coming in excited about the dip, excited about the election results, and happy to add more to their stack at a lesser rate. Dollar cost averaging, we talk about that a lot. So those were the people that were excited about the pullback. On the other hand, I bought a lot of material, gold and silver both, across the counter from the public over the last 2 weeks, probably more than I have in a long time, because there were people that were fearing that the bottom was going to drop out of both given the dips, and seeing other assets not other assets, other investments like the stock market and crypto seeing huge, huge upswings. I had several people sell off near six-figure hoards of gold and silver in order to reinvest those dollars into other things. And most notably, two different people said they're putting it in crypto.
Wow.
Granted, that was already at the point where Bitcoin had crossed over 90,000. They didn't say Bitcoin specifically, but they felt they could make up their losses in silver over gains in crypto almost immediately, was their thought. So I bought a lot of metal over the last 2 weeks.
There's a lot of risk in that. And listen, I've talked on this channel. I actually talked about crypto in yesterday's videos of recording this. As people are watching it, it's going to be 2 days ago. But, there's a lot of risk in cryptocurrency. I mean, I've talked many times about how the problem with crypto, the issue that I have with it, and I'm not knocking people for being into it. There's people that believe in it as the next gold, and that's fine. Whatever. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But my issue with it is one, I mean, it has a massive dependence on our infrastructure. It has a massive dependence on access to the internet and to electricity. And then secondly, it's not backed by anything. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't provide anything. It's just, I think most of its value is driven by, FOMO and belief that it's going to make people a lot of money. And I think when my worry with crypto, and I have a little bit of it, but I don't have a whole lot, but my biggest worry with crypto is that when people lose that confidence, you're going to see the bottom fall out. And that's what scares me the most about it. Now, will that happen anytime soon, or who knows? I mean, obviously I have no idea where things are going to go, but it just scares me to see assets like that. The same can be said for the tulip bulbs, centuries ago, where a single tulip bulb, I think in today's market, like if you were to adjust it for today's money, would be like $100,000 a bulb or something like that. And they went to zero overnight. So I don't know. That's my issue with crypto. And again, there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people into it to make a lot of money. But I think there's also actually people that are into it because they believe in its fundamentals. But it scares me off. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you think about that.
Well, I feel similarly. I will tell you, I have some of my investment income in crypto, not a lot, but some. And I'm real pleased with the last 2 weeks. I mean, I've seen 25% gains in my portfolio, and you don't typically see that in gold and silver in that short of a term. Now, having said that, to your point, I could see that 25% reversal happen real quick. So, it's not all sunshine, but there's opportunity there. To your point, there are a lot of people that are in it for the fundamentals of cryptocurrency. There's others that look at it as a get-rich-quick scheme. It can happen that way, but boy, you can sure lose quickly too. I've seen it happen both ways, and I personally have some acquaintances and friends that have shared their success and their failure stories surrounding crypto. I know one person in particular that wrote up a $40,000 crypto investment all the way up to over $600,000 and didn't take a dime out at that point, only to have it peak there and start crashing back down. On the way down, he took out his initial 40 and got his initial investment back, but he wrote it all the way back down to, I think it was like $20,000 or $30,000. So he's up 30 grand instead of 560 grand.
Man.
So that seems a little, and that's a risk you take with crypto.
Yeah.
But yeah, that he obviously had some guts to stick with it, thinking it was a temporary deal, and it just kept going down, 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 down. So having said that, he still has his position. So he's just kind of waiting for that next cycle bull run. And the last couple of weeks have been good, but he's not up to that initial 600K that he was several years ago.
So he's probably not all into Bitcoin then, because I know Bitcoin's at record highs, but there's some other ones that aren't.
It was a different crypto. It was Theta, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Theta, which isn't real accessible on a lot of the U.S. crypto platforms, but you can still buy it, but you kind of have to jump through some hoops on some swap sites to purchase it. So it's a little more clunky, but there again, it's maybe an opportunity. And I'm in no way endorsing Theta. I know nothing about it, so don't take this as a crypto endorsement, anybody.
And I don't give crypto endorsements either. Listen, again, like, I know there's people that watch that are into gold and silver and crypto, and I know there's people that for some reason hate gold and silver and only like crypto, but they watch my channel anyway because I get the comments, the hate comments. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. But, like I had already said, I don't want to repeat myself, but I actually understand the people that believe in the fundamentals of it. Even though I don't, I at least get where they're coming from, because the ever-inflating US dollar is not the place to be. And if they believe crypto is where they want to be to get out of that dollar, then good for them. I hope it works out well. So, I wish the best.
Absolutely.
I wish the best on all of those guys, even though I can tell you for sure by the comments that I get that they do not wish the best for me. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. Whatever. So
some people are just rude by nature and love to stir the pot. So what can you do? We gotta have thick skin when you put yourself out there. So
yeah, I actually, it's funny. In yesterday's video, I had a guy comment, and I'm not going to say what the comment was, but I kind of snapped back at him a little bit. And his comment was fine up until like 4 words of it. 4 words of it were incredibly rude. And then I snapped back a little bit at it. I'm not going to say my comment was polite, because it wasn't, but he was very rude in those 4 words in that comment. And so then he responds to me and says, Seeker, what I don't understand about you is you can look so friendly and nice in your videos, and you're so mean to people in the comments. I'm like, did you see what you just said to me? He's like read most.
I always tell people. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, read most of my comments. I'm very friendly with people in the comments as well, except for when they're rude to me. Like, am I not supposed to be, what am I just supposed to take it? I don't know. So
I remind people you get back what you put out. So if you put back a friendly, courteous, polite front when you're dealing with others, you're typically going to get that in return. Not always, but if you're automatictically rude from the get-go, don't be shocked when it comes back at you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just didn't make any sense to me. But anyway, Josh, I know you're busy, and I'm not going to say where you are. That's for that's your information. But
I'm traveling today.
We'll just go with traveling. Yeah, he's at an airport. So I'll let you get back to that so you don't miss your flight. But guys, as always, Josh has his own channel and his own shop in Minot, North Dakota, although I don't think it's open today. But
nope.
Make sure you.
If it is, I hope the police are there. It's not supposed to be.
Right. But make sure you check him out with the links in the description below. And Josh, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thanks again for the call.
Anytime. Well, it's always nice to get insight from a coin shop owner, especially when he is willing to share the feeling and what is being said from his customers in the shop, how they're reacting to the market and what they're saying about silver and gold going up or down, and if they're buying or selling. So guys, like I said earlier, Josh does have his own YouTube channel. I'll put a link for it down below. Go check him out. But do me a favor before you do. Make sure you like this video. That helps YouTube recommend it to others. And don't forget to check and make sure you're subscribed before you go. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.